Um, and just really wanted to talk about, lifestyle and how I really believe that when when you are, my voice is like done because I just went to a karaoke party and I should have just shut up the entire time, but of course I couldn't help but sing. But anyway, when you are healing, you might be inclined to change the things that you eat, change the things that you do, meaning you may not be wanting to share yourself physically with people who aren't in alignment with your journey. Um, and you might feel led to start eating different. Um, I went through a lot of different phases of me eating different. At certain points, I was just kind of trying stuff out and would kind of go back and forth back to, bad eating. And then I would realize, like, my body don't like this. And I think it's really important when you're trying to heal because um, healing is a mental thing. And if you are sick or if your mind is clouded by eating too much sugar and eating all of the wrong foods, it's really hard to be um, mentally clear if you're not doing things to help your body feel clear. Um, so you may, like the beginning of your healing journey, it may start to look like you just starting to eat right. And then eventually you might start eating right, and then you might start going to therapy, you might start working out, you just start doing things little by little um, that looks like a healthy lifestyle. Um, I hate doing this. um, but I really think that you know, that might be a sign that, like, you know what, I think I'm ready. If you're watching what you eat, you're trying to like opt for healthier options, and then you'll find that you're not as tired. You don't feel as like groggy. You don't feel sick. And I feel like when you can kind of stray away from like feeling sick or you starting to heal your body and your body's starting to feel better, it's easier for you to focus on one, how to communicate, one, another, just making sure that you're not taking things to heart that you don't need to be taken to heart. So when somebody's saying something, you're not overly emotional because you're either um, cranky because you're eating the wrong foods, or you're hungover, or you're tired, or you're fatigued, or you just feeling bad because you're eating bad food and you drinking every day and smoking. Um, I have always, I have always been team tree. I've always been team tree, but the older I've gotten, I've realized that sometimes smoking does impact my emotions. It impacts my decisions. It impacts like sometimes I'm really paranoid depending on who I'm around. I feel like smoking is I definitely think it's sacred. Hey Gerard, how you doing? How you doing tonight? um I definitely think that you know smoking, it does have its benefits. I think CBD has its benefits, but I have noticed, like, the older I've gotten, that when I am around people who I don't necessarily know or trust, sometimes it can make me paranoid. I find that when I smoke and I'm around people who I know, trust, care, love, um, that I'm fine, I'm okay. But so what that taught me is that, that it shouldn't just be something that you just always do, and you shouldn't just always be high. You should, if you are, wanting to relax, or you wanting to be in a creative space, or I just feel like everything should be done in moderation. I'm ignorant tendency to see what's the word for the night. uh, I'm just talking about lifestyle, and just talking about how I really feel that um, lifestyle is a really big part of healing, and I just think that healing in general is a holistic journey. That in order for you to heal, a lot of different things in your life have to change. Like, it's not gonna just be like, oh, I'm healing, I'm just gonna go to therapy, but like soon as I get home from therapy, I'm gonna eat 10 donuts, I'm gonna drink a Pepsi, I'm gonna smoke, I'm gonna have alcohol. Like, that literally sounds like death. Like, that would literally kill me right now. And don't get me wrong, I am somebody who for years I ate so bad. I ate horrible. I really don't know how I'm not like really, really sick right now, and how I even have any teeth, because I literally ate so much sugar and so much candy as a kid. Um, back when I was growing up, we could walk to the corner store like every we live right around the store, from right around the corner. When was the last time you went through a traumatic experience? How long ago? Um, yeah, it's uh I think, I'm gonna come back to that. I'm gonna let you know though. It wasn't that long. I mean, I've been through some traumatic experiences, but I'm actually grateful for the stuff that I've been through, because I really think it's taught me um you know it's taught me my worth, and it's taught me what I do want, and what I should expect. But yeah, I really used to just eat horrible, eat so much candy, eat just so bad, like literally would just eat so bad. And so when I first started my healing journey looked like me starting to eat better. Then I started to start doing some of the like digging up some of the trauma, and like thinking about like some of the things that I've been through, and like started to unpack that, and then learn how to control my emotions around the trauma that I experienced. And I really think that that's what healing looks like. It's finding a different perspective of the things that you went through. And so now, yes, I have been through some traumatic things, but I'm really grateful for it, because I'm able to give wisdom to those who have went through similar things, and hopefully somebody can hear what I say, and maybe they don't have to go through it. And so, and I hope my son can learn from some of the things that I've been through, and he doesn't necessarily have to go through some of the things that I went through. But I think I I went through a lot of grief. Like a lot of people, I went through a lot of grief in 2019 going into 2020, right? So I experienced the loss of my brother um, in 2019, and then, you know, um, 2020 found out I was pregnant. And then there was collective loss in my community. There were several people in my community that experienced losses. And so um, I think um, that changed me. It absolutely changed me. But I'm also I'm a better person for it. For one, the loss of my brother caused me to create my organization, which is the Song Remedy. The Song Remedy was already an idea that I had prior to me losing my brother, but losing him propelled me into like putting the idea into fruition. And it really made me, I don't know, I guess just like go harder, and like have to like really, be about it. And um my brother really showed up for me in like ways that was just, I just know it was him. It was just like random stuff. Like, I remember one time I was facilitating a workshop, a retreat, And right in the middle of the retreat, the wind blew and my brother's picture fell. I have my brother's picture there with me because we were building an altar and honoring our ancestors, and his picture flew right off the table. Um, and so, and I want to say that I said his name, and then the thing flew off. And so anyhow, I really have lately just been looking at things from a different lens. Like even the things that I went through with my son's father, I'm really grateful that I went through that because I would not know my worth right now. And I think that had I not had my son, had I not, experienced what I didn't want, I wouldn't know exactly what I want now. So, um, I'm, 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 I'm grateful for I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful for the losses. I'm grateful for the wins. I'm grateful for the wisdom. I'm grateful for the fact that I have been able to grasp, um, like, what it is for, why I am going through these things. Because, you can just go through stuff, go through stuff, go through stuff, and never learn and never figure out, like, all right, how do I turn this around? How do I change my life, and how do I keep pushing forward? Um, there are often times where I'm just like, God damn it, I'm doing a lot. Like, I got to figure all of this out. I have to do all of this on my own. And it's like, I feel like a lot of times I be feeling like I'm the only person going through what I'm going through, but I know that's not the case. I know that that's not true. I know that so many women before me have went through what I'm going through and have prevailed and have went on to be successful, went on to be happy, went on to be loved and supported, and just all the things, right? So I really have just been digging deep to find. You were finally recovering from the 2 year COVID. Mm, no, uh, I no. I mean, I think that we are scratching the surface. I think that we're at a place where, people are like, oh, snaps, it was a lot of trauma. People got a lot of stuff going on, and a lot of that stuff came up during the pandemic. But I feel like we're in a phase of people trying to do quick fixes and people trying to be like, oh, like, we need to worry about mental health, and mental health is like a thing now, and we need to put money towards mental health and this and that and da, 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 da. And I'm not saying that there aren't people who are really working and who are down in the trenches and like figuring this out. I know people who are doing the work. I know people who are um herbalists, who are spiritual healers, who are holding space for people that are grieving. I know a lot of amazing people, and I know that we're all working towards it. But I think that I really think that is so much goddamn trauma that continues to bombard us on a daily basis, and it's all over social media. It's all in our homes. It's all, and I just feel like, um, yeah, I'm not saying that people aren't recovering, but I do believe that a lot of shit is gonna have to break down in order for us to finally realize how really effed up this world is. I definitely think all people need therapy. Um, definitely think I actually, okay, so during the pandemic, I could not afford to go to a therapist. And so what I created was a space where it was somewhat like group therapy, where people could kind of just say what they were going through, and then from that point they could seek whatever other professional help they wanted. So they could talk, and they could reflect and see what other people were struggling with, and see if their struggles were similar, and just having similar struggles really allow people to understand that they're not alone and that other people are going through stuff. And so I think that was just a little bit of a, like, like, say you got a really big scrape, and at first you wash it off with peroxide, then you got to put Neosporin, then you put a band-aid. That was like the first initial part. It was like the peroxide. And so I think what I created was where people were able to crack their hearts open. They were able to cry about something and realize, like, oh shit, I got trauma. And then they were able to move forward and be like, all right, now I need to seek something outside of this and more. And yes, I can still continue to keep coming back to this because this was the thing that helped to crack me open. And yes, now I need therapy. So like I was saying, I could not afford to go to a therapist at that time. And so what I did was my friends that had therapists, I would ask them like, what did your therapist tell you? And just to kind of, see if some of the stuff that I was thinking, like, was I tripping or was I crazy or was, like my thoughts valid? And oftentimes I would find out my thoughts were valid. And then based on if they were saying something to their therapist that was similar to something that I was going through or what I was saying, whatever their therapist told them, I would kind of take a version of that and try to apply it to my life. I also listened to, my friend referred me to Dr. Tama Bryant. So I listened to a lot of her stuff. She had like categorized, like topics talking about what it looks like when you're in a toxic relationship, what it looks like when you're being taken advantage of, what it looks like when you can't create boundaries, and what it looks like when you are creating boundaries for yourself. And so Dr. Tama Bryant really, um, I think is a great resource for somebody who can't afford therapy or just don't have the resources. But I think she helped me to have a lens of what it looks like to be in toxic situations without it being like super detailed and somebody exactly telling me like, you're going through this, you need this and that. But I was able to, like, listen to her. I do think that you know like self, like, therapy, or like, just even group therapy is for a certain level of people. I think that some people do just need strictly, like, you need a professional, you need professional help, because sometimes the trauma can be too much, and opening up the trauma and opening up the things that you've been through can really rock you to your core, and it can like shift your whole existence, your whole life. And sometimes people aren't even able to function when they experience trauma, or when they open up trauma and they like remember things that happened to them. And so I always speak about discernment. I always speak about, really having discernment for your own personal journey, because I don't ever want, um, I don't want to give someone advice or tell somebody anything that they have to go through another person to find and to get, and that you will always be lost because you'll have no idea how to think for yourself. So I really do think that when it comes to like, nah, I need a therapist, that you have to have discernment, and you have to know, like, I got some really deep shit that I gotta unpack. And if I try to unpack this on my own, I may just lose my mind, or I may hurt somebody, or I may hurt myself. You have to have discernment, and think like, all right, maybe I do need to go through to a therapist, or maybe I can be in a group therapy space. Maybe I can go and do some sound healing. Maybe I can go to an acupuncturist. I actually have a chiropractor that aided in some of the really big breakthroughs in my life. I had a she's still my friend. She's still like a very important person in my life. But she was not only my chiropractor, but she was my doula. So she helped me to deliver my son. And she was adjusting me throughout throughout my pregnancy. But she was also like scanning my energy and helping me to move some of the trauma that I was having through my womb. And something that she shared with me just the other day was that the amount of Black clients that she's had that have um, sacral sacral issues in their sacral. And so, this area, pelvic area, this area here, she said the amount of Black people that have issues in that area is like ridiculous. And she was saying how it's a pattern. And so, hold on. Where's the book? Hold on. So, the sacral chakra. So, she said a lot of black people is having problems with their sacral chakra. And so the sacral plexus is all about connecting with your emotions, creative expression, sexuality, and abundance in healthy ways. The following meditations. Okay, hold on. Let me go to the other page. So we're talking about sacral chakra located. When the sacral plexus chakra is out of harmony, we have difficulty expressing our feelings or are cut off from them, are out of touch with pleasure and hold unprocessed anger. We feel stifled in our creativity and resentful for not being able to birth our ideas into the world. We also may have relationship issues, platonic and romantic, reproductive issues, or feel unstable or unhealthy around aspects of our sexuality. There will also be feelings of shame. We also may have issues around money and abundance, either placing an overemphasis on obtaining material goods or not owning our abundance at all. We are in the flow of our, okay, when the sacral plexus chakra is in harmony, we are in the flow of our creative expression, in touch with pleasure, able to share and express feelings in healthy ways, create and maintain healthy relationships, are connected to the emotional aspects of sexuality in ways that sustain us. We feel at peace with our abundance and may even be in touch with our clear clairsentience, the gift of taking in intuitive information through feeling. We also have a healthy relationship to money and easily cultivate abundance in our lives. I talked about this a few days ago, but basically, sacral chakra, a lot of people, a lot of black people have issues with their sacral chakra. And why wouldn't we, when we live in a society that wants to keep us away from abundance, keep us away from creativity and expressing ourselves, being ourselves? People want to regulate what our hair looks like, regulate what our clothes look like, and then they want to steal it and use it and make it ugly and do something else with it. Abundance, reproductive issues like infertility, things like that. Um, and so that just really made a whole lot of sense to me. Um, so I don't even know why I ended up going on to that, but either way, I really think that when you're trying to heal your mind, that you have to heal your body as well. Um, you literally can't even think clearly when you're not eating healthy. And I think we don't take it as serious. Um, we don't take it seriously enough that, like, literally, like, sugar is like a drug. Like, it's not like a drug. It is a drug. It's a drug. And so if you're always eating sugar, if you're always eating fried foods, you're not gonna feel good. You're not gonna feel good. You're gonna be cranky, tired. You're gonna be in pain. I really believe that, like, when we live with pain for a very long time, you just learn how to deal with it, and you don't even realize how bad it is until, like, you reverse that and you heal yourself, and then you like, God damn, I was literally walking around with this pain in my side for 5, 6, 7 years. And I really believe that, um, I don't just believe it, but there are scientific studies on how emotions manifest as um, physical physical diseases and physical illnesses. Um, Louise Hay talks about how I believe her book is called, like, you can heal, or how you can heal the body, by Louise Hay, and she talks about, or she has references for each emotion and what body part it's tied to. So if you're experiencing a certain emotion, that is most likely tied to, like, say you're angry and you may have, like, chronic gut issues. I'm pretty sure I'm not saying the right correlation, but just look it up. And you can pretty much tie every emotion that you're experiencing to something that's going on in your body. Um, And so it's really important that we move those emotions through our body, that we eat healthy, that we exercise. Those are all really big parts of the healing journey. It is important. It's impossible to truly like move through emotions, and like, which is why um whenever I facilitate a retreat, I always try to stress that we need healthy food. To AO scan technology. Mm, AO scan technology. I haven't heard of that, but I want to say I did like some type of like healing situation where it was like these screens, and it was like the screens were supposed to be like emitting some type of like healing technology. We all did it after we did a retreat, but I wonder if that's similar. But I'm gonna look it up. I did look up the laws of the universe, and it you're right, it does align with what I'm saying. So I read up on it last night. I'm gonna just keep reading it and keep making myself familiar with it so I can pull from that knowledge when I need to. But I think that I'm already incorporating a lot of, just like you said, Gerard. They use a sound harmonic technique that generates a balancing audio frequency. Yeah, so that's what I do. I do sound healing. I use tuning forks. I use singing bowls. Um, and music to like regulate my frequency. Um, but like I said, I think yes, all of those technologies can work. Um, harmonic technique, but like I said, I really think that you cannot be trying to like, oh, I'm about to go to a sound healing, oh, I'm about to go to a therapist, oh, I'm about to go do this, but then your gut is just full of junk and your stomach is in pain and your mind is cloudy and foggy because oh, Tesla sound waves. Okay, I got you. Yeah. Um, but yeah, your mind is clouded because you don't feel good because you're eating horrible food, and everything has a frequency. Everything around us, just hell, even this little bottle has a frequency. Whatever this material is, if whether it be glass or whatever, this has a frequency. So if you're eating food that the frequency is and it's not I don't even want to say low frequency because I think we need we need all the frequencies in order to be balanced. We have low frequencies, we have high frequencies, like it's it's a balance. But I just feel like if you eating hella stuff that is that's either man-made or is it vibrates at a frequency that is going to completely knock you out of balance, um, it's really hard to focus and it's really hard to reel yourself back in and be like, I'm really grateful for everything that has happened to me and all the things that have happened in my life. And my perspective is just completely different when you're goddamn cranky and upset and mad and cloudy and foggy and your stomach hurts. It's hard to heal when you're doing that. So I really think a huge part is like, having a balanced diet, eating vegetables, eating fruits, eating alkaline, drinking enough water, taking your herbs, uh, you know, eating things that are going to farmers markets, growing your own food, learning to grow your own food, learning to cook your own food, and not eating in these restaurants and just buying manufactured and processed food because you have no idea who made that food. You have no idea what type of energy they put on that package. You have no idea what type of just it's went through so many hands. You have no idea the frequencies that have touched the food, or you know what I'm saying. And so um yeah, I just think that um, eating properly and taking care of your body, working out, working out, working out is huge. Working out is huge. I've always been I've always been active. I've always been athletic. I was an athlete. I played every sport in school, and I just liked it. I was a tomboy. I was always, into sports and always doing stuff, playing with my brothers and stuff. And so, um, you know, working out, when you work out, not only is it, competitive, and most of the time you end up finding community, a workout community, but also it forces you to eat right because you literally have no stamina when you're working out and you're eating bad. So I really think that working out has so much to do with your mind being in tune, and not just working out, but like stretching also, which is something that I need to work on. But stretching and making sure that you're limber and that you can move, and that trauma finds its way in our bodies, and it sits there and it stays there and it's trapped there. And if we don't move our bodies, if we don't move our hips, if we don't move all the areas in our bodies where that trauma is trapped, it will stay there. And then what it turns into is chronic disease, chronic illness. And so we have to learn how to find new ways to work through it, and not only work through it, but have intuition to know, oh, I'm not, I am not feeling creative. I don't feel like I can express myself. I don't feel like I can say the things that I need to say. And I'm feeling it here. I'm feeling it in my womb. I'm feeling it in my sacral chakra. And so I need to move my hips. I need to do things that help to activate my sacral chakra. And that might be a tuning fork. I might use a tuning fork, and I might help activate my sacral chakra with a tuning fork. But then I also may go and do some type of class where I'm dancing and I'm moving my hips and I'm moving and I'm, waking up my sacral chakra that way. Or maybe it's, like I'm doing a singing bowl, and I'm doing the singing bowl that is the sacral chakra, um, the sacral plexus chakra, and it's just different ways. It may be a stretch. It may be a stretch that helps me to stretch this area. It may be me taking some herbs that help to target this area, like raspberry leaf tea. Just all the different herbs that like most women take when they're pregnant. Just the different things that help to cleanse our wombs, or it may be like an herbal bath. Um, it may be a yoni steam, or even a yoni egg or crystal that helps us to activate that area. And I think what needs to happen is that you just have to try. You just have to keep trying things to figure out, like, all right, I got it. And it's just like, it's just like any other thing in life. It's just like if somebody gets stuck somewhere, you find a kid that got stuck inside some hole, you might try and, or like, I know a great example, like just like when people get a ring stuck on their finger, right? And at first you might try some soap, right? Soap don't work. Then you might try some oil. The oil don't work. But each thing that you're using, it's getting looser. It's coming up a little more. But then eventually, you might have to really have somebody come and saw the goddamn ring off your finger. And I really think that that's what the healing journey looks like. Is you're trying all these different things until you figure out what works, and then you also realize, I let that go. I let it go. I finally let that go. But you may just need to do several things, and it really just takes you being in tune with your body and feeling where the pain is coming from, um, where it's coming from, and like physically and emotionally, and you thinking back like, man, I did experience this, and that when I was younger. I did have this going on. I did have that. And so, what are these emotions, or what are these traumatic events related to? Is it the heart chakra? Is it the throat chakra? Is it whatever it may be? you know exactly what you need in order to heal your body. And that's why I will always, like I said, continue to speak about our own intuition, because no one can tell me better than I can tell me what I need to heal from. I know what I've been through. I know the things that I've endured. I know why I am resilient because of the things that have happened to me. And nobody knows that more than I do. So nobody knows that more than you do. And we really can heal ourselves if we just take the time to slow down, to breathe, to examine the body, to examine our minds, to um, go back into our past. A lot of times people don't even remember their past because you literally experience so much trauma that you're like, I don't even want to think about that no more. I don't even want to remember that it ever happened. And remembering is hard. Remembering trauma and like bringing some of that stuff up can be really hard. So, um, you know, take your time, take your time, um, but just know that we can heal ourselves, and especially with the support of a community that is a safe space, that can support you in your healing journey. We have the key. We have everything we need to heal ourselves. And it's not in anything artificial, and it's not in anything that is outside of ourselves. It's all within. It's going inward. It's is going holistic, it's going clean, it's going going in the direction of utmost clarity. Whichever direction you can go in that will give you the utmost clarity, whether that be like absolutely no distractions, no phones, no TVs, um, no just outside voices, no just nature, grounding yourself, putting your feet in the ground. I always say this, putting your feet in the ground, going out to the beach, putting your feet in the sand, deep breathing, cleansing the lungs, drinking water, eating clean. All those things help you to hear what your body is telling you. And once you eliminate all the other artificial things and all the things outside of us that are causing us to be sick and discombobulated and have no idea what the hell is going on with our bodies and our life. Um, Once you remove those distractions and you tap back into nature and you tap back into yourself, I believe that we know exactly what we need to do. So that's it. I am gonna go to sleep. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep, and hopefully, I'm hoping I'm gonna be able to create some content tomorrow. I was trying to create some content yesterday, or some affirmation videos, and it just was too loud in here, and the sun was going down, and I wasn't getting that like golden hour sun. So I am gonna try again to create some content, some sound healing content that I've been wanting to share with you guys. And yeah, that's all I have tonight. Treat your body well, and your body will allow you to move through the healing process. Do what it needs. Drink your water, get your rest, eat well, work out, and that will help you to heal. It will help to clear your mind. It'll help you to be able to just regulate your emotions. So yeah, that's all I got. I hope y'all have a good night. I'll be back tomorrow. Let's do a 12-day review of the universal laws. All right, I got you. I got you. I could do that. That's easy. And yeah, I definitely want to just like really tap in and tune into those and really just be more familiar, so it's just like something that's in the back of my head, and I just can always be thinking of it. And like I said, you said, I am like tapped into it, and I am um I know some of it. I've seen some of it and have like consumed some of the ideas, and so yeah, I got you on that. But all right, y'all, peace and blessings. Have a beautiful night.